Dearest, not happy with myself just now. Contrarian's remorse. Allow me, please, to plead my case. Will you hold me culpable? Was I not merely the dutiful agent of correction, dire error crying out for it? Even so, I resisted with all my might, keenly aware of my humble place in the scheme of things. As by now you gather, all my might proved not enough. And the truly guilty party, agent provocateur, yet again one of those guest columnists in the opinion pages of the New York Times. Indubitably, they must redub this section Sophist's Corner, subsume some of the other sections therein too. Now for the details. I dare say, possessed of them, you'll acknowledge my predicament. The implacably extenuating circumstances exonerate me. So then I might myself, in my own eyes, this time a professor of philosophy, one Stephen Asma, trotted out yet another smug variation on the virtues of selfishness, only a little moderated, misrand in sheer disguise. His take is not that altruism is merely misguided strategy, rather this. Try as we might, we humans are incapable of empathy beyond our closest circle, select kith and kin. So therefore, we must stop fretting over the suffering of others at any grander scale, certainly not at any scale requiring abstraction, humanity as concept. Accept your selfish nature, he admonishes. No more torment yourself, lose sleep for not achieving Christ-like magnanimity if your compassion fails to extend to each and every one of your less fortunate fellows. Which unsluiced, the online format nowadays inviting it, a torrent of protest. Hundreds of folk, blessed with plain sense, throng to point out the obvious, that their charity might very well begin at home. There's a complementary tradition of like perennial standing, of organizing collectively to help strangers. How has the professor failed to notice? Is his obtuseness a reflection of the current vogue? Yes, since Ronnie and Nancy, the greed imperative has greatly reduced our national generosity, humanitarian aid, in most regrettable favor of lucrative export of arms and privatized war. Even so, the benign impulse yet persists, coexists, institutionalized in a variety of ways, and at the broadest level of society. I ask again, what student of humankind, professional or dilettante, could fail to notice? But fail the Times guest columnist quite does. Moreover, apparently, has carved out a bit of a niche for himself, purveying his perverse, bad, but good news. He wishes it were otherwise with us, he pretends. Wishes our empathic faculty were not a weak and paltry thing, but so it is. And so we should, for our own good, acknowledge. And he would much prefer, he says, not to be the bearer of the cynical tidings, not be bound, for us strangers' sake, to persuade that after all, we're hopelessly selfish bastards with no capacity for altruistic imagination. That, therefore, the silver lining, mind you, we mustn't keep beating ourselves up hereover. And, notwithstanding, hundreds of appalled readers rushed to aver that they've no intention of desisting, intend to persist in their abject masochism, sacrificing their own blood, worldly goods, cash. In a word, confirm their commitment to helping total strangers who in all likelihood will be in no position to return the favor, nor even thank us. Can you imagine? And I among them, I mean to say, among the protesters. But I, different from all the rest, went further, reproached the Times for nowadays habitually airing such ill-considered views. And I declared outright what I suspect their clandestine motive must be. How else explain it? They're preparing an extravagant special publication, a hefty tome of these wayward articles, along with the readers' responses, to be entitled Sophistry Abundantly Corrected by Plain Sense. Likely, an annual issue is the intention, or semi-annual. But is this really a worthy project? Wouldn't it be better simply, ahead of publication, to vet the articles for clear thinking? That used to be their policy, their practice, didn't it? Anyway, it's heartening to see that we readers cannot be gulled. Gulled, though. Please confirm that I've done the decent thing, was not overly aggressive, did not overreact. Only you can quell my agitation, bless me with restored serenity. However brief it must be, oh, is this world ever fraught with irresistible provocation? Yours, dearest, in urgent expectation of sweetness and light.